I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at key moments and revelations from Bill Clinton's testimony concerning the Epstein files.
Took 7 months to get the Clintons in here.
Clinton denies any wrongdoing. Although the former president's testimony took place behind closed doors on February 27, 2026, Clinton released his opening statement to the public.
I just finished testifying in front of the House Oversight Committee. I did it for 2 reasons.
Clinton stated that he addressed Congress for 2 reasons. 1, to uphold the American ideal that nobody, including presidents, is above the law. And 2, for the sake of Jeffrey Epstein's victims, in hopes of bringing them closer to, quote, justice and, quote, healing. That said, Clinton claimed his, quote, brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light.
I offered the little I do know in the hopes that it would help prevent anything like this from ever happening again.
Clinton asserted he, quote, never witnessed Epstein's crimes during their limited interactions. Clinton added that he, quote, saw nothing and, quote, did nothing wrong. Had he, Clinton declared he would have turned Epstein in himself. Yet Clinton says he, quote, saw nothing that ever gave him pause.
We're only here today because Epstein hid it from everyone so well for so long.
Echoing Hillary Clinton's statements. Days before Bill Clinton's deposition, the former First Lady spoke before a congressional panel.
What I knew is what I said in my statement this morning. I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had any connection or communication with him.
Hillary Clinton has not only denied having any prior knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, but she claims that she has no memory of ever meeting the alleged sex trafficker. Clinton says that she did know Ghislaine Maxwell, but only, quote, casually, as an acquaintance. The former Secretary of State also suggested that President Trump be called to testify.
If they are going to fulfill their responsibilities to literally investigate the investigations, which is what they originally said was the scope of their work, I think they could have spent the day more productively.
Bill Clinton took a moment during his opening statement to reiterate what his wife said. The former president stressed that she didn't travel with Epstein or visit any of his properties. Bill took it personally when Hillary was subpoenaed, telling the House Oversight Committee that, quote, it was simply not right.
So whether 10 people or 10,000 people were subpoenaed, including her, was simply not right.
Clinton comments on Jacuzzi Woman. Of all the photos of Clinton in the Epstein files that have been released, 2 in particular have stood out.
There are a lot of photos that have been released by the Department of Justice as well as the Epstein estate. There are a lot of email correspondence that included President Clinton.
One sees the 42nd president swimming with Ghislaine Maxwell and an unknown third person. In another, Clinton is seen in a jacuzzi with someone, reportedly a woman, whose face has been redacted. Considering that Clinton had one of the most infamous extramarital affairs in political history, some were quick to assume the worst.
What did he know? What did he know? What did he see?
During his hearing, Clinton was asked if he had sex with the woman in the hot tub. According to CNN, Clinton denied having relations with the woman, not knowing her identity. Clinton was asked whether he had sex with women in various other photos, which he also denied.
Clinton was pressed by both Republicans and Democrats about the many times he appears in the Epstein files, including this photo taken of the former president in a hot tub. Clinton telling the committee he did not know the woman he was pictured with, and he did not have sex with her. That according to a person inside the room for the deposition.
Trump's land dispute with Epstein. Clinton isn't the only president repeatedly mentioned in the files. Although President Trump claims he fell out with Epstein, when and why is debatable.
I've seen unredacted files myself that directly refute his assertion that he kicked out Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago and the reasoning why he did that.
Supposedly, it was after Maxwell recruited Virginia Giuffre, a vocal Epstein accuser, while she was working as a Mar-a-Lago spa employee. Other reports say it was because Epstein was inappropriate with a Mar-a-Lago member's teenage daughter. According to Congressman Maxwell Alejandro Frost, Clinton testified that Trump told him their relationship ended due to a, quote, land dispute. Trump apparently told Clinton this at a golf tournament. Said dispute might be referring to a 2004 bidding war between Trump and Epstein over a Palm Beach mansion. Epstein was a Mar-a-Lago member until 2007, after his initial investigation started but before his 2008 guilty plea.
I said, stay the hell out of here.
When Clinton met Epstein, Records indicate that Epstein not only donated to Clinton's presidential campaign in the 90s, but also visited the White House multiple times during his presidency.
Jeffrey Epstein was in the White House 17 times while Bill Clinton was president.
While we know that Epstein met with aide Mark Middleton, he didn't necessarily interact with the president himself. However, Epstein and Maxwell did encounter Clinton at a 1993 White House event, which was photographed. During his testimony, though, Clinton reportedly said that his earliest recollection of meeting Epstein was in 2002 after he left office. Sources claim that Clinton remembers his initial meeting with Epstein taking place on a plane. As part of the Clinton Foundation, they'd take several flights together between 2002 and 2003, their association ending sometime after.
There's so many examples in the evidence the Department of Justice released in correspondence where Epstein bragged about how involved he was initially in setting up the Clinton Global Initiative and the Clinton Foundation.
Clinton denies visiting Epstein's island. There's no denying that Clinton traveled with Epstein, as did numerous other high-profile individuals.
We know that Bill Clinton flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane at least 27 times. So those are questions that we're going to ask.
The big question was whether or not Clinton ever accompanied him to Little St. James, the private island where Epstein's sex crimes allegedly occurred. Clinton reportedly denied ever visiting Epstein's island. This contradicts what Virginia Giuffre claimed in a lawsuit, stating that she saw Clinton there.
Giuffre also claimed she recalled at least 2 occasions where former President Bill Clinton visited Epstein's island and dined with young women.
Giuffre also claimed in a 2011 interview that she shared a meal with Clinton, Epstein, and Maxwell on the island, along with, quote, 2 young brunettes. Giuffre noted that Clinton didn't act inappropriately toward her or any other women on the island. Based on Epstein's flight logs and other records, though, there's no evidence that Clinton ever set foot on Little St. James, backing his testimony.
Clinton insisted repeatedly that he did not visit Epstein's island.
Clinton won't be the last person questioned. Following his deposition, Clinton opted not to answer any questions from the media. Meanwhile, House Oversight Committee Representative James Comer announced that questioning wouldn't end with the Clintons.
Well, we're going to bring more people in. We're not finished.
While Comer avoided saying any names, 2 more depositions are already scheduled. Both Bill and Hillary Clinton provided advice on where the committee's investigation should go moving forward.
We picked up some new facts. We asked both Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton where we should go from here as a committee.
There's still the matter of whether President Trump will be called to testify. Clinton reportedly told the committee that's, quote, for you to decide. The former president also supposedly stated, quote, Trump has never said anything to me to make me think he was involved and he met with Epstein, which Comer found, quote, interesting. Robert Garcia believes Comer's description of Clinton's words wasn't, quote, accurate, however. In any case, many questions remain.
We appreciate that President Clinton said what he did, and I will say that that has probably been, I guess, the silver lining in all of this.
Trump and Epstein allegedly had, quote, great times together. Some Republicans claim that Clinton's testimony exonerates Trump of any wrongdoing.
President Clinton, and you guys will all be able to hear specifically what he said, referenced a 2002-2003 conversation of which he did not feel that President Trump had any wrongdoing in regards to Jeffrey Epstein.
Meanwhile, Democrats argue that Clinton's testimony only provides more incentive to question the current president. According to a statement from Oversight Democrats, quote, President Clinton confirmed that he knew Trump and Epstein had a close relationship and said Trump reported having great times with Epstein.
He appears in the Epstein files next to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell almost more than anybody else. So it's time for the president to answer questions about why files are missing from the DOJ, why there's been a White House cover-up, and why we continue in that administration to call this investigation a hoax.
Politico reported that the, quote, great times together comment was relayed by a person in attendance who was granted anonymity to describe what was said. The day after Clinton's deposition, Israel and the U.S. jointly attacked Iran, which The Guardian described as a, quote, diversionary war, distracting from Trump's ties to Epstein. Whether or not that's true, Clinton's deposition suddenly became only the second biggest news story of that week.
Now, the growing regional conflict has entered its 3rd day, with all sides launching large-scale airstrikes. The US and Israel began attacking Iran early on Saturday, with President Trump calling on the Iranian people to remove the country's government.
What are your takeaways from Clinton's testimony? Let us know in the comments.